Oh, yes. I was just looking at the monomania of those in law enforcement. They focus on just one irrational idea or group of ideas. Yes, the monomania approach. Then there's that moot question, a hypothetical question that cannot be answered by referring to established rights and facts. Now, you have to understand that you have a mental illness that keeps focusing on one issue. Is the protection order valid or not? Can you use forgeries? Can you use fraud? Does the petitioner have to sign it or does she not have to sign it? Does she have to appear in court? Does she have to confirm that she will appear in court or she will not appear in court? Can you require a mental health evaluation without giving the respondent notice and opportunity to be heard? Now, I'm not an attorney, but when I think about suing those in office, I think, well, let's just go to the law library of the state and get every book that has anything to do with due process, yes, fraud, yes, forgeries, perjury, conspiracy, yes, and let's bring all those books in and spend a year educating the jury about what has been written. Now, I know you use precedents, and a lot of juries don't understand it. Oh, there was a case before where somebody issued a protection order and the guy had knowledge of it and you arrested him, and you did have evidence or you didn't have evidence that he actually violated it. Choach. Now, I wasn't in Sequim, Washington, correct. I wasn't in Brennan, Washington, that's right. I didn't email Heidi or her co-workers, but when I went to court, you said that I was mentally ill for not understanding that there's books that have been written about the actual rights of the accused to have witnesses in his behalf, and the actual evidence, the evidence that, well, if you arrest somebody, you do have to read them their rights unless it's a criminal complaint, but it's a misdemeanor. Do you have to involve police involvement? I know it's not a felony, but the prosecuting attorney's office seems that they can prosecute any person for any crime, misdemeanor, gross misdemeanor, felony, any fucking thing they want. Now, let's say I decided that as the individual suing you, the city, the county, the tribal government, the state, that I sit there and I make the jury read all these excerpts out of all these books proving the fact that you can't issue a fucking protection order. Now, usually you would use precedents because you're an attorney, and you think case law is the evidence necessary to prove your side of the argument. But the mute question is, does anybody have any idea about how to read? Now, I'm thinking a jury of my peers, if I was to just keep giving them books about what the law says and how you can issue court orders without no one finding the respondent, that they might find it easier to read a book than read precedents. Now, I know you're sitting in a law library looking through the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of books in the library that has been written about this whole concept of the guaranteed right of due process, and you're asking yourself, well, the jury doesn't understand, so I'll educate them about what the law really says because they